Hey guys, welcome back. So this is a job I'm doing in Santa Monica. I've done this multiple times. If you watch my YouTube video, I also explained how to paint these kind of things and a little bit of how to build them. Well, the reason why I wanted to make a video here is because the way I'm building this one's a little different. As you can see, it's not a solid wall. There's holes in there. And what they had before was they had this same lattice, almost the same, but it did not have, it was not framed with 2x4s. It only had a 2x4 on the bottom, on the top, and on the sides, going into the holes. It didn't have anything on the bottom, so this is going to give it a nice a solid base all the way around for it. Now what I'm using here is I'm using a 1/2 inch bit right here. We have a 3/8 for these anchors that I'm putting into the cement, and I'm using, for every 8 feet I'm doing 8-foot sections because this lattice is pre-built 8 feet, so I'm doing 8-foot sections. It's anchoring these in first into where the spots are, and then I'm putting a 2x4 on the end that goes in about 6 to 8 inches into the ground, and it comes up, so that will help with the swaying left and right. And then once as I bolt these in, then I put 2 screws into the 2x4 that is right there, so that gives it a nice base. And then here, as you can see, the 2x4 is not going all the way across, and the reason why I did that is because I put down the bottom first, and then I go across, but in order to put this one in, I have to come from the top and go down. So I do that first, screw that in, and then I lay the top one on last. Now I want to make sure that it's straight, so it's all connected together, so the next board will be across the top and it'll go about halfway to the other side. And then I like to do that because it leaves the gap, the space right there, and then you can just put caulking around it like I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put caulking around everything to close it off. That way any vines cannot get inside and then split the wood or anything like that. So almost done here. I'm gonna get the rest of this finished, and then I'm gonna start the caulking process. Another tool, again, I'm using this one right here, making sure that that bit right there matches these bolts, and use 3-inch screws to screw in the 2x4s together. And then for the white boards, or the lattice, I use much smaller ones. I think these are 1 5/8, and I use those to screw into the 2x4s to the lattice. So I put about 4 screws on the top, 4 screws on the bottom, and then 1 on each side, and that's about it. There it is, a lattice. So again, that's 8-foot lattices, 16 lattices all the way down the bottom. So that's it. So it looks real nice, very supportive, you know. And then I just have to do I'm doing white caulking all the way around the edges, and then where the beams, where the 2x4s meet, I'm also going to be doing some brown caulking just to close off any gaps, and to keep the vines from going inside. Then I have this vine here, which I'm going to zip tie to the lattice, and any other vines. I think there was another one down there. I will strap it to the wall, just restrap everything now that the old vines and everything are gone, so get the privacy back. So now that I finish up building the lattice, now I'm going to work on some of the details. Something you can do is you can paint it. I had my YouTube video, if you want to check it out. simple way of painting the brown. You have to use a couple white coats around the brown. The white, you generally don't have to paint it. You can see this one right here is a little brown. When you buy them at the store, depending on where you buy them and how long they've been sitting, they could have mold on them. So you just have to pick out the good ones. And here at my place, there's quite a few Home Depots that I can choose from. So not all of them sell it either. So you have to check that out. But see, I wanted to show you the caulking. So I put the caulking in here. And what that'll do is it'll keep water from getting inside, as well as leaves, dirt, things like that. It will also help secure, oops, the caulking's kind of coming out. It will also help secure the bottom as well. So that's what I'm working on right now. Usually you're gonna have to do 2 coats of the caulking. I'm trying to get this off my finger. Because after a week it will shrink, even if it says no shrinking. The one I'm using here, it's a Dynaflex Ultra. This stuff works really well. It's really easy to put on. It also comes in different colors: black, brown, tan. So I'm going to be using the tan just to go across the cement area right here, and then also in these cracks and stuff like that where you can see the holes, and I shouldn't have done that because I'm not painting this. So I'll cover that with the brown caulking. Now, as well as any screws. So on the top, when I have screws coming down, there's holes up there, so I'm going to also seal that up as well. Hey guys, welcome back. So this is the second week of working on this. Now again, you can paint all the brown if you want. I have the brown caulking down here and in the cracks and up there, and then on the top where the screws come in, I also have caulking there, so everything's all caulked up. So I wanted to show you here. You can see this is all done. Now I haven't done the other side yet, but this is finished right here, all the caulking right there. It's all flat, and I used one of these, which work really great. Just got it from Home Depot. Try and keep the top edge clean so you get a nice smooth surface. But here is still wet, because what you have to do is you have to do 2 coats of the caulking because it sinks in after a couple days. So you put the first coat on. See, this was in a couple days ago. You can see how it sunk in probably about ½ an inch from the first coat that I put in there. So what you have to do is you have to come back again and do what I'm doing right here. See, I just put in spot. This part I just finished. So what you do is you just go just like this, push down, just like that. And you don't have to worry about it being too smooth, because this caulking, some of them, especially this one, as it dries, it will actually smooth out itself. But this stuff works great. Now you do have to do the other side as well, because you can't reach everything on one side. Like behind here, behind this one, and behind this one, you can't reach it, so you have to go on the other side and do it as well. And again, make sure there's no water under there. Make sure before you put in the caulking, oops, see, I missed a spot right there. There should be caulking right there. Make sure that there's not a bunch of dirt before you put the second coat of the caulking in there.